Welcome to the viewers for the lecture in the subject structural analysis. Now we have already had about 10 lectures on moment distribution method, and this is one more lecture for a particular reason. For particular reasons, one reason is the viewers wanted few more problems, in which this will be one problem. It is viewers' expectation. Number two, already we have done a problem on portal frame with the sway analysis. Sway frame we have analyzed, in which in the calculation of shear force, I have used the basic approach, namely we have taken individual columns, found out the value of horizontal reaction at the bottom of left column, right column, then finally we have arrived at the sway force. Now that is a little tedious one, but it is a basic method. What you have done is correct, but still that elaborate calculation we can save if we are familiar with the shear equation. Shear equation already we have done in slope deflection method, that is in our lecture number 81 to 90. So we have done number of problems in which we have derived the shear equation and also used the shear equation. Therefore, those shear equations can be used here so that a little amount of time can be saved in analyzing the columns individually, finding out the shear force, and then from that you find out the sway force. Time can be saved. That is why these are the two purposes for this particular lecture. Right. With this brief introduction, let us take a portal frame with a side sway. Analyze the portal frame loaded as shown in figure by the method of moment distribution, and sketch the bending moment diagram. And now this is the problem. This is the portal frame. Beam ABCD, the ABCD. So AB and CD are 4 meters height, and BC, the span BC, is of 6 meters span, and it is loaded with two vertical loads, 60 and 60 kilonewton at that is symmetrical loading as far as beam BC is concerned, and also it is subjected to a lateral load of 40 kilonewton at the support B. Therefore, frame is symmetrical, but the loading is unsymmetrical because of a lateral force 40 kilonewton at B. Therefore, this frame will be subjected to side sway. I am happy to say that this problem has been solved as an assignment problem by our own students, our own current students. So I am just presenting their working only. Anyway, now coming to the solution, fixed end moments. First step in the moment distribution is fixed end moments. The columns AB and CD are without any lateral load. Only at B there is a load that will not cause any fixed end moment. Therefore, M of AB 0, M of BA 0, M of CD 0, M of DC 0. And coming to M of BC, we have another procedure. We know when it is subjected to two or more point loads, the formula will be minus W1 A1 B1 square by L square minus of, or minus into minus plus W2 second load A2 B2 square by L square B2 square by L square. This is the formula for finding out the fixed end moment M of BC. Now here it is a special problem because W1 equal to W2, that is 60 and 60, and they are at equal distance from the ends, 2 meters. So this we call it as A, this distance we call it as A, This distance we call it as C. So A equal to C. A equal to C. A equal to C. Therefore, for this, either we can use our old formula, or there is a formula for this. When both loads are equal and equally placed at from the ends. So in which case you can use the formula W A. A is the distance of the load from end B, and C is the distance of the load from the C itself. So this is the formula by L. This formula can also be used. Both will give you the same answer, right? So that will give you minus 80 kilonewton meter. And M of CB equal to plus that formula W into A plus C by L. A plus C. So here we use L square. So we need not get confused. This will give the correct answer. This is the formula for finding out the fixed end moment. So what I want to say here is, this formula is already known. This formula can also be used provided this condition is satisfied. W1 equal to W2, W1 equal to, when W1 equal to W2, and they are located at an equal distance from the ends. In that case, we can use the formula, right? That is about the fixed end moments. Now next is that of the distribution factor. So for calculating the distribution factor, we know the joint the standard tabulation is joint member relative stiffness. Relative stiffness or total stiffness then distribution factor. So total stiffness we can call it as TS. Relative stiffness we will call it as RS. Relative stiffness, total stiffness. Distribution factor DF equal to the relative stiffness divided by the total stiffness. So this is a standard tabulation for all problems. This can be used. Now coming to the problem. Now A is a joint, there is only one member. D is a joint, there is only one member. Therefore at A and C there is no question of distribution. Only when there are two or more members there will be a question of distribution. So at joint B you got two members, member BA and member BC. Similarly joint C you got two members, CB and CD. So there we require distribution. Therefore joint B requires distribution to members BA and BC. Joint C requires distribution, members are CB and CD. Now here in this problem, I is same, uniform I. I is uniform for this member it is I, here it is I, here also it is I. Therefore, and L, coming to L, for the beam BC it is 6 meters. For the columns the length is 4 meters. So for BA it is I by 4 because far end is fixed. Here C, far end is continuous. So for both you have to use I by L, right? This already you have discussed, but still to summarize, right? BA equal to I by L equal to I by 4. For this it is I by L equal to I by 6. That is then the sum equal to I by 4 plus I by 6 equal to, you can say 12. Common LCM is 12. Therefore this is 3I, this is 2I equal to phi I by 12. Phi I by 12. So this is I by 4, this is phi I by 12. Therefore, relative stiffness is I by 4, I by 4, I by 4 divided by phi I by 12 equal to I by 4 into 12 by 5I. 12 by 5I. I will get cancelled. This is equal to 12 by, or we can say this 4, this is 12, therefore this is 3. So 3 by 5 equal to 0.6. Now coming to this, it is I by 6 into, it is 12 by 5I. One by the other, this already we have shown in the previous step, one can understand. Therefore, this and this cancelled, and this will become 2. So 2 by 5 equal to 0.4. So that's about the distribution factor for BA and BC. So this is a simple calculation. We have done a number of problems. I'll just go a little fast because we've got lot of things to be discussed later. For CB, again it is I by L. I by L equal to I by 6. For CD, it's again I by L because D is also fixed. Therefore, I by 4. So, I by 6 plus I by 4, as we have calculated above, it is phi I by 12. Phi I by 12. Phi I by 12. Now here it is I, this is I by 6. Therefore, I by 6 into 12 by 5I equal to, this becomes 2 equal to 2 by 5 equal to 0.4, and this is I by 4. I by 4 is the relative stiffness, I by 4 into 12 by 5I. I will get cancelled. This and this will become 3. 3 by 5 this will become 3. So 3 by 5 equal to 0.6. 0.6. So that's about the distribution factors. Distribution factors. Right. Now next is that of the moment distribution. So here the standard tabulation is joint. So in the portal frame, you got joint A, you got joint B, joint C, and joint D. Coming to members, in A you got only one member, AB. In B you got BA column and BC the beam. In C again you got two members, CB the beam, CD the column. And D you got only one member, namely DC. Only DC. Right. Now next is that of the distribution factors. Distribution factors. So for AB there is no distribution factor because there is only one member. DC also there is only one member. For other members, for BA it is 0.6, for BC it is 0.4, for BA it is 0.6. Therefore for BA it is 0.6, for BC it is 0.4. Now coming to CB, for the beam it is 0.4, for the column it is 0.6, for CB it is 0.4. Therefore for this it is 0.4 and for this it is 0.6. So that is about the fixed end, distribution factors. So next is fixed end moments. Fixed end moments. So AB there is no loading, therefore AB fixed end moment is 0, BA also 0, CD it is 0, DC also it is 0. Now here the fixed end moment M of BC is minus 80, M of CB is plus 80. So minus 80.00, 80.00. Now here in this problem, the end A is fixed, D is also fixed, no hinged support or no overhanging. Therefore, here there is no question of releasing some end. So straight away you can do the moment distribution. So you can say you can use distribute or balance, or we will use the term balance, balance or balancing, balance or distribute. You can also use the term distribute. It is moment distribution. Distribute also is correct, right? Now coming to the joint B, A and D no problem, because there is only one member. B, because of our wrong assumption, we have got the unbalanced moment equal to minus 80. BA it is 0, BC it is minus 80, unbalanced moment. So the algebraic sum of these two moments must be equal to 0. Must be equal to 0, but it is not 0. We have to do it by iterations, right? We have to solve the problem, right? So BA and BC when added you are getting minus 80. So we have to make this as 0. The algebraic sum of the moment at a joint must be equal to 0 if the joint is in equilibrium. So you have to make this as 0. This can be made as 0 by applying plus 80. Plus 80. So plus 80, we have to distribute to two members, namely member BA, we have to distribute it to the member BA and BC. For BA, the distribution factor is 0.6. For BC, the distribution factor is 0. So in this ratio, based on the stiffness of the members, we have calculated the distribution factors. Therefore, this 80 into 0.6 to the member BA and 80 into 0.4 to the member BC. So 80 into 0.6 equal to 48. So this is 48. So 48.00 and 80 into 0.4 equal to 32. 32. Now when these values are added, on the left hand side we will have plus 48, on the right hand side we will have minus 48. So that is balanced. Similarly, the joint C is to be balanced. So here we have to apply minus 80. You have to apply minus 80 because unbalanced moment is plus 80. This I don't want to explain elaborately because already we have done number of problems. So moment distribution process I just introduced, go to the final step. So viewers can easily do it because this is the 11th problem in moment distribution method. Therefore, that is a fact, right? Now minus plus 80 is the unbalanced moment. 80 plus 0. Apply minus 80. Minus 80 into 0.4 to the member CB, and minus 80 into 0.6 to the member CD, Therefore 80 into 0.4 equal to minus 32. Minus 80 into 0.4 equal to minus 32. 80 into 0.6 equal to minus 48.0. So we have balanced joint B and C. Now whenever there is a balancing, if the opposite end is fixed or continuous, there will be carryover. If it is simply supported, no carryover, right? So here next step is that of carryover. Carryover from here to here, it is half the value under the same sign. So 24.00. So from here to here there will be a carryover 16.00. From here to the opposite end it is minus 16.00. And here also you can carry out because D is fixed only, minus 24.0. So half the value under the same sign to the opposite end of the same member. That we have done it. That is what is called a carryover, right? Again, Again, above this line it was balanced. Above, above this line, all these values are balanced. Now, below the line, because of the carryover moment from C to B or from B to C, the balancing has got disturbed once again. Therefore, again you have to balance, right? So, again balance. Now, at B, there is only one moment on the right hand side, minus 16. So, minus 16 is to be balanced. So, you have to apply plus 16. Plus 16 in the ratio 0.6 and 0.4. So, the values will be 9.6. So, here you have to apply plus 16. So, plus 16 into 0.6 is 9.6. 9.6. 9.6 and plus 16 into 0.4 equal to 6.4. Similarly, at C, it is to be balanced. So now for balancing this, you have to apply minus 16. So minus 16 into 0.6 equal to minus 6.4 and minus 9.6. Again carry over. Again carry over. Carry over is 9.6 by 2 is 4.8 equal to minus 3.2. Here it is 3.2. Here it is minus 4.8. Again balance. Again balance. Carry over. Balance. Carry over. This has to be repeated. So this will go for another 4 or 5 cycles till the values become negligibly small. This has to be continued. So this has to be balancing. Carryover is to be continued. So this I leave it to the viewers. So this has to be continued till the values become negligibly small. It has to be continued. So in the last row, say this value is 0.015, here 0.01, 02, minus 0.01, 02. So this is minus 0.015. So it's a beautiful working by our students. Right. Now here this value. So in the last value, what you do is balance and carry over to the ends. Carry over to the ends. So only to the ends. Minus 0.015 by 2. 0.015 0.0075. So from here to here, there should not be any carry, only to the ends. Carry over only to the ends. So from here to here there will be a carryover minus 0.0075. So like this, till the values become negligibly small, we have to repeat the cycle. That is what I have marked here. So we have to continuously do it till the values become negligibly small, and finally we have to carry over only to the ends, not from B to C and C to B. That should not be done. Now final moments. Final moments, what we have to do is we have to add all these values. So we have to add all these values, plus minus, everything we have to add. So we'll be getting 29.9. So 59.9 minus 59.9, 59.9 minus 59.9 minus 29. So 29.9. So these are the final values in the non-sway moment distribution. That is, the frame will be subjected to side sway. So that sway moments were not accounted in the fixed end moments. So this analysis has been carried out assuming that the frame will not be subjected to side sway, or it will be subjected to side sway. We are applying a force, we are applying a lateral force which will not allow the frame to sway. We just prevent the sway by applying a horizontal force and doing the analysis. So we have done the analysis assuming that the frame will not be subject to side sway, or by applying a horizontal force preventing the sway. Now we have to find out what is the force preventing the sway, right? That is the next step. So for which we have to carry out the shear analysis, shear force calculations we have to do. Now here is only the difference. In the earlier problem, whatever is the moment MAB, suppose this is AB, AB and this is CD, whatever is the moment in the last row of the table, we have marked it there, and we have found out the horizontal force. Horizontal force may be towards right or towards left. So we have done shear force calculation for AB, shear force for calculation for CD, and from the value of HA, HD and lateral force, we have found out the force preventing the sway. Now this we are simplifying. We are not going to do individual calculation and assemble everything. We are going to make use of the shear equation. So that is the difference here. We are simplifying the work, right? Now, so here we know the derivation of shear equation. We have done it in slope deflection method. I don't remember the lecture number, maybe 85 or 86, I don't remember, 85 or 86. So now we have assumed the moments MBA, MAB all clockwise. We have assumed that's all. MAB and MBA we assumed clockwise. MCD we have assumed clockwise. And also MDC. We have assumed MCD also, MDC clockwise, MCD clockwise in the derivation. And this is L1 or LAB, LAB or L1. This is LCD or L2. So we have done. So when these moments are clockwise and clockwise, so here the horizontal reaction will be towards right, HA, HD. So with this assumption, we have derived this equation, and that is MAB plus MBA plus MBA by LAB plus MCD plus MDC by LCD. That is HA plus HD equal to 0. That is the shear equation. Suppose there is a horizontal force, then that force we have added. Now in this problem, actually there is a horizontal force of 40 kilonewton. In our problem, there is a horizontal force of 40 kilonewton. So that has to be added. Since it is acting at the top of the frame, it will not contribute anything here. Suppose if it is in the middle, this will cause a moment here also. So this we are familiar. So just only to recall your memory, I am just telling you, right? So therefore, but in the sigma h, namely HA plus HD plus the lateral force, that we have to add. So that is 40 kilonewton towards it, because HA towards right as per our assumption, HD towards right, this is also towards right. This frame will be a sway frame. Now we prevent the sway by applying an opposite force. So let us call this as P or P sway or S, some notation we can give, either P or P suffix S or S we can give, no problem. Right. Now when you write the equilibrium equation, now we have to add this also, that is acting in the opposite direction. So P equal to 0. So that is a addition here, right. Now here, so we would write the shear equation as it is, as per our assumption, but we have to substitute the values from the table. In the table, this is plus 29.9, this is plus 29.9. In the column AB, this is minus 59.9, minus 29.9 for the column CD. So plus 29.9, therefore here 29.9 plus 59.9 by LAB equal to 4 meters. The height of column AB is 4 meters plus minus 59.9 minus 59.9 minus 29.9 by that is also 4 meters. That is for the column CD minus 59.9 minus 29.9. For the column CD also the length is only 4 meters. Right. Therefore that's about this value. Plus 40 minus P equal to 0. So here we will find this is 29.9, 59.9 by 4. This is minus of same value. Therefore this and this will get cancelled. So we will have only these two values. Therefore 40 minus P equal to 0 or P equal to 40 kilonewton. So this is P. So this P is the force preventing, this is preventing, I think this may not be visible for the viewers because this will go in the photo. So I will just write it here, P equal to 40. P equal to 40. So this is preventing sway. So by applying opposite force we have made this equation to 0, sigma h equal to 0. Therefore P is the, so P equal to 40 kilonewton is preventing the sway. Because of that only we have got the values in the tabulation. Now to get the real solution we have to apply that force. Now we have to apply P equal to 40 kilonewton. So now this is the sway force. Actually this force is preventing the sway. Now we are going to apply the force, sway to get the correct solution. Because earlier solution we have got assuming that there is no sway. It is because of this force towards left. Now we have to apply the sway force and get the solution. So that is our next step. Right. Now for the next step, the point is we do not know by what amount the frame will be subjected. Delta is not known. The value of delta is not known. We do not know. Also, we do not know whether the frame will sway to the right or to the left. That is also not known. Therefore, we will not be able to assume moments for the moment distribution process. Because only if fixed moments are there, you will be able to carry out sway moment distribution. So for this, neither delta is known nor the direction of delta is known. Right. Now assuming the frame either to sway to the right or to sway to the left, we will assume moments which are called consistent moments. Right. Now here let us assume the frame to sway to the right. If it is not correct, the sway force will be with a negative sign, indicating that our assumption is wrong. Therefore, you need not worry whether the sway is to be assumed to the right or to the left, need not be worried. Right. Assuming it is to sway to the right. Now, MBA by MCD, for the columns, we have to assume consistent moments. Now, for the column AB, A is fixed. Now, when this is delta, we know at both ends, the moments developed will be minus 6A delta by L square. Already we have done in number of cases, right? So minus 6a. Suppose the frame sways to the left, it will be plus 6a delta by L square. So we have done in the case of beams with the settlement of supports. Yes. Now A is fixed. Therefore, for the member AB, it is 6EI 1 delta by L1 square. L1 or LAB, right? 6A delta by L square. And since the frame sways to the right, the value is minus divided by. So this is for the column AB. For the column CD also, the length is L2 and the far end is fixed. So for that also it is 6A delta by L square. Suppose if the far end is hinged, then it will be 3A delta by L square. So that we must know, right? Now here also it is minus 6E I2 delta by L2 square. So this is what is called a consistent moment. So depending upon the end condition of the far ends, depending upon the length, and now here the moment of inertia is I. For all members it is I. Therefore I1 equal to I2 equal to I. I1 equal to I2 equal to I. L1 equal to L2 equal to 4 meters. Therefore MBA by MCD equal to, this is we can just cancel this minus and minus, but we can cancel here, we can cancel this minus and this minus, but in the tabulation, a very important point, in the tabulation the values are to be substituted with the negative sign if we assume the sway to the right. So this minus will have to be substituted in the so here they will get cancelled, right? But in the tabulation this has to be substituted, right? So MBA by MCD equal to 6 E I delta by 4 square into L2 square, that is also 4 square, that is this is also 4 square by 6 EI delta. So delta will get cancelled, I will get cancelled, E will get cancelled, 6 and 6 will get cancelled, 4 square into 4 square will get cancelled, equal to 1 by 1 only. Therefore MBA equal to MCD. So this is the ratio in which the moments are to be assumed, right? Now let us assume MBA equal to MCD, right? So we have to assume moments for MAB equal to MBA, we have to assume, because A is a fixed end. Then for MCD and MDC both are same, because far ends are fixed. Both will be minus 6A delta by L square. We are using that ratio only, we have got these values, MBA equal to MCD. So let us assume MBA equal to MCD equal to minus 1 kilonewton meter. This is also minus 1 kilonewton meter, because MBA equal to MCD. We can assume minus 1, minus 10, minus 100, minus 25 plus the minus 25, any value, but they must be equal. We can assume any value for the moments. Only thing is all the 4 moments will be equal in this ratio. That's all. Let us start with the minus 1, right? So MBA, now coming to the next page, right? Now here again, the moments are the fixed end moments minus 1.00, minus 1.00. So this is only for A, AB, B, BA, only for the columns. B, BA, C, this is CD, D, it is DC, only for the columns. So here again minus 1.00, minus 1 point, same value. You can assume 10, you can assume 100, you can assume 1000, no problem. The ratio is to be made, any value we can assume. Right. Now here again, so for the beam there is no moment, therefore this is 0, this is 0. So joint member BA, BC, CB. Now coming to distribution factors, as we have calculated earlier, for BA it is 0.6, for BC it is 0.4. So from the earlier tabulation we have to take the distribution factors. So same values, distribution factor will be same, and for this member it is 0.4, this is 0.4, and this is 0.6 from the distribution factor calculation table. Right. So these are the values for which you have to carry out one more moment distribution. So here, as before, we have to do the moment distribution. So first balancing. Now for balancing, now at B we have to apply, here it is -1, here it is 0. We have to apply +1 for balancing. So because this has to be made as 0, therefore +1 we have to apply. +1 into 0.6 equal to 0.6. +1 into 0.4 equal to 0.4. So here again it is minus. So +1 into 0.4 equal to 0.4. +1 into 0.6 equal to 0.6. So this has to be applied like this. Then from here carry over. So this is 0.3, half the value under the same sign, 0.3. So this is 0.2 here, and from here to here 0.2 here. So this is carry over. Again balance. Again balance means we have to apply, for making this as 0, we have to apply -0.2. -0.2 into 0.6 equal to -0.12. -0.2 into 0.4 equal to -0.08. So here also -0.08, -0.12. Again carry over. So this we can continue. So if we do this and add all these values, so from top to bottom we have to add all the values, plus minus, everything we have to add. Only thing is, in the final row we have to balance and carry over only to the ends, as we have discussed in the previous table. I'll just give the final value. The final moments are, final values are minus 0.75, minus 0.5008, this is 0.5008, this is 0.5008. So you will find that the values will be equal and opposite on both sides of the member. That has to be checked. 5008, this is minus 0.75. So that's about the final moments. Right. Now next is, again we have to do the shear calculation. That is next again for the moments. So that is for these moments, for 0.75, 0.5008, etc., we have to find out the shear force cal. So we have to do the shear force. So here both values are minus. Here also both values are minus. So AB minus 0.75. So next here for AB it is minus 0.75. For this again it is minus 0.75. 7008, 7 or 5, it is 50, so it is 5008 like this. But whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, our formula is the same. Formula is the same, right? Uh, Two things. So the formula remains the same because this formula has been derived assuming all the moments to be clockwise. So that we have to write. But when you substitute the value here, when this is minus, we have to substitute the minus value. Namely, so here minus point AB is minus 0.75, minus 0.75 plus of minus, or you can straight away substitute minus. So in the place of plus, because this is anti-clockwise, minus 0.5008 by LAB equal to 4 meters plus. For MCD also, both values are minus only. MCD is minus 0.5, this is minus 0.75. Therefore, here also MCD is minus 0.5008, MDC is plus minus. So this is also minus 0.75 by 4 meters. So this is only for the final moments in the tabulation. But what we have done here is, here we have assumed the frame to sway to the right. That means we are applying a force from left to right so that the frame sways to the right. So let us call this as P. We are using same notation in all places, so need not we can say consistent PC, or I don't want to confuse now. Let us have this as P, or we can differentiate the force, sway force as PS, consistent force as PC, like that. So if it is likely to confuse, so now I will not confuse, I will use the term P itself, right? So only because of this force the frame sways to the right. Therefore this is also to the right, therefore plus P, plus P. There is no other lateral force. Therefore equal to 0. So this has to be added. This has to be added. Therefore P, so this is minus, therefore we will be getting 0.625. This is, both will be minus 0.625 plus P equal to 0, or P equal to 0.625 kilonewton. That is, so that means the direction assumed by us is correct, therefore it is clockwise. I mean to the right. The meaning is, if P is the force, if sway force is 0.625 kilonewton, the sway force is 0.625 kilonewton, these are the moments, minus 0.75, minus 0.508, all these values correspond to a sway force of 0.625, right? So if the sway force is 40 kilonewton, what are the moments? They are the sway moments. If the sway force is 0.625, these are the moments. We know that the sway force is 40 kilonewton. So when sway force is 40 kilonewton, what are the moments? Therefore, we have to find out the correction factor. Correction factor CF equal to, if 0.625 is the sway force, if this is a sway force, we will get the moments in the tabulation, in the previous tabulation. If 40 kilonewton is the force, what are the values? So all the values are to be multiplied by this factor. This is a correction factor. So what are the values? What is the coefficient by which we have to multiply? So this value equal to 64. Equal to 64. This is the correction factor. So for 0.625, if these are the moments, for 40, what are the values? So that is a very important calculation. That's about the correction factor. Correction factor. So next. So we have to go to the final calculations. So member, that is, we are going to calculate the final. So we are using the term final moments in 3 or 4 places. So we have to understand, and so this is a member AB, member BA, member BC, member CB, member CD, member DC. Now here, so in this tabulation, non-sway moments, already we have carried out the non-sway analysis. Yes, these are the moments. 29.9, 59.9, minus 59.9. So these are to be written in the first row, non-sway moments. Final. So we use final moments, as I said earlier, number of places. We can do like this also, non-sway moments, sway moments. Like that also we can just, instead of saying final moments in all places, you can say non-sway moments. In the next tabulation, we can say sway moments. That also can be done. Right. Now coming to these values, 29.9, 59.9, etc. Right. These are the values written from the first tabulation. Right. So this is done. Corrected sway moments, we got minus 0.75, minus 0.5008, etc. So these values are to be corrected. Reason is, sway force for these moments 0.75, 0.5, etc. is 0.625 kilonewton. If 0.625 kilonewton is the sway force, these are the moments. But 40 is the sway force. So correct it by multiplying by 64. 64, just now we have arrived. Multiply by 64, we will get the corrected sway moments. So corrected sway moments are these values. So we add the non-sway moment plus corrected sway moment to get the final moment. So like this, we have to carry out 2 analyses. One is non-sway analysis, the other one is sway analysis. Correct the values and add the values, we will get the final moment. So these are the final moments. So final moment, this is minus, this is plus. This is minus, this is minus 18.1, 18.1. This is plus 27.85, 85. This is minus 27.85. This is plus 91.95. This is minus 91.95. This is minus 77.9. So these are the values in the last row, and we have to draw the bending moment diagram for this. So here this will cause tension on the outer side. So this will also cause tension on the outer side, tension on the top, tension on the top. So tension on the right hand side, tension on the left hand side. So that is about the tension side. So the tension side. Therefore here so here 18.1, here 27.85, here again 27.85, 27.5, here 91.95, here 91.15, and here 77.9. So here it is 27.85. So this is 27.5, this is also 27.85, 91.95. So many kilonewton meter moments. So this is 91.1, this is also 91.95. This is 18.1. This is 77.9. 77.9. So this is about the support moments. So this is the support moment diagram. Support moment diagram. Then when we calculate the simply supported moment diagram, it is a beam with two loads. It's a simply support beam with the 2 point loads, 60 here, 60 here. So the reaction will be 60 here because symmetrically loaded, 60, 60. Therefore the reaction here will also be 60, 60. This is 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. Therefore 60 into 2 equal to 120. So the moment here will be 60 into 2 equal to 120. Therefore it is more than 91.95. Therefore this is 120, and here it is horizontal, and here also it is 120 to 0. 120 to 0. So this value is 120, is also 120, 120. Therefore for the vertical member you need not mark tension, compression, etc. I mean plus minus not necessary. So we can just simply hatch it perpendicular to the member, perpendicular to. For beam this is minus, this is plus, this is minus. So we can just do the hatching as done earlier. So this is our bending moment diagram. So many kilonewton meter. So this is how we have to draw the support moment diagram and superimpose the simply supported moment diagram and get the final bending moment diagram. So that completes the analysis by using a different approach for a shear force calculation. We can that will become a little elaborate. Now this is simple, straight away applying the shear equation, and so we have done one more problem on portal frames with the side sway. Right? Thank you.